In today's video, we are going to talk about whether or not we are still being influenced by influencers, and specifically beauty influencers, or whether or not we are over it. Now, I'm not going to dive too deep in that topic. It's also going to be a get ready with me, and at the end, I'm going to talk a little bit about my house update and put a few pictures, but that's kind of where we're going in this video. Hey everyone, this is Lisa. Welcome to my YouTube channel, Lisa Monique, where we cover all things lifestyle and beauty for the over 50 woman. So I was thinking about this topic today because I keep buying RMS products because my friend Kat from Cat's High Beauty keeps buying them, and then she'll show me something different. And because I like the few products that I have, I'm like, oh my gosh, I need to buy. And then anyway, we're kind of going back and forth. We've each done multiple videos on RMS because we keep buying different products. And anyway, so it just got me thinking about being influenced from influencers and, you know, YouTube in general. And I just thought I would just do kind of an informal chit chat about that. Now, before I get started, if you are not familiar with Kat from Cat's Eye Beauty, we have been friends pretty much the whole YouTube journey for over 4 years. And she lives near me. She lives in Chattanooga. And so we've gotten together a couple of times and had really great times together. And her channel is 600 shy of 10K. I would love for her to hit 10K. I know me telling my viewers, go check out her channel and subscribe is not going to send her over 10K because my channel, my views are not high enough. So I'm going to ask a few select friends that have much larger reach. Also, if we can get Kat to 10K 2023. That is my goal. I'm sure that's her goal. And if you would like to help out, if you like this type of makeup content, beauty content, another mature beauty channel, then make sure you go to Cat's Eye Beauty and subscribe to her channel. Or if you already watch her but haven't subscribed yet, you know, make sure you go back and hit that subscribe button. Okay. Let's just talk about influencers. I have found that during the pandemic years, I was a lot more influenced because I didn't do anything else except watch a lot of TV or read or just kind of fart around. So at that time too, I still was fairly new to YouTube. I started in 2019. And my channel really didn't start taking off, or I kind of switched to maybe trying to grow it versus just doing it kind of for fun to see what would happen in 2020. So there was a lot of product for me to purchase and to test out. And I watched any over 50 influencer that I could find. If they talked about something that intrigued me, I purchased it. But now I am finding, especially when I have all this makeup here, I am less influenced right now because one, I don't need anything. Two, I think makeup has gotten lighter, which I appreciate. More natural looking, which again, I appreciate because that's always been my style of wearing makeup. So I am less influenced, and I watch more either to support friends or I watch a lot of gardening channels now. So, you know, my interests have changed. So instead of beauty channels, I'm watching a lot of gardening channels. And I am super influenced by these gardening channels because they show me a beautiful dahlia or a beautiful rose bush or a beautiful perennial or something they grew from seed, and I immediately order it. So we'll see what happens next spring with my gardens, which I do have another channel that I'm starting to post to more often now. I started it last spring, but I really didn't know enough. This spring, I'm going to do a lot more content because I have a year under my belt gardening. So it's a new gardening channel, or a channel for, you know, following a new gardener. But it is called In the Garden with Lisa Monique. So you can go check that one out too and subscribe if you are interested at all in gardening. Okay, so I am using RMS. I just put on their primer. I'm going to put on their foundation because I saw Kat. She bought this foundation because I talked about it. And now she put it on a little bit heavier. She got a little bit more coverage than I was getting, so I wanted to try and get a little bit more coverage. We are not sponsored by RMS. We yeah, don't get anything from them, but it is really lightweight, and I like the way my skin feels. But I've been moisturizing just this area at night, just right these pores and right under my eyes, because I'm still searching for that right moisture level. Now that I'm running heat all the time, my skin is getting drier. I didn't put any extra under my eyes. It's another area. Let me put just a teeny bit under my eyes. It's another area that I am finding looks old or older because, you know, I'm 57. I mean, some people don't like to be called old in their 50s. I always laugh about it because when my dad turned 50, I was like, oh, you're half a century old, you know. And my daughters, you know, they're like, oh, you're not old. But, you know, I'm half a century old. And so I don't mind. I don't get offended. I don't care being called mature. I don't care being called old. I love being in my 50s. I mean, I love it. I am thriving. I love everything about this phase of my life, except maybe the changing middle, the night sweats. But I am kind of rambling all over the place. Even though I don't mind being older, I'm still trying to minimize the signs of aging. And having the drier skin and then putting on certain types of foundations or concealers can make me look older. So I don't necessarily want to look older than I am. I did just run and replenished my two favorite drugstore concealers, the Infallible, which I love. And again, I got 385 Amber. It's got the red striped cap because the one I had, it was old. It didn't smell bad or anything, but I was like, you know what? I think it's 2 or 3 years old. Time to replace it. So I did just purchase that. And then I'm trying a different shade of my favorite e.l.f. hydrating camo, the hydrating camo concealer. I used to be tan walnut, but that was a little dark. And then I had like golden sand or medium sand, and that was a little too light. So this one is called, I can't see. I can't see because I'm getting old. Yeah, I've got my 32 time magnifying glass with lights. So this is called medium neutral. In fact, let's try that today and see how it works. Okay, my blemish that I talked about, how to cover up the blemish, it's still there. I mean, it's not a blemish now. Now it's just kind of like this little hardened thing, a bump under the skin because I kept trying to pop it. But, oh, this is still really nice. Yeah, I think this is going to be good. It might be just a shade, half a shade light. We'll just cover my hyperpigmentation, see how this does here. Yeah, I think that's going to be a nice concealer cover. The other thing for me, I have a melasma mustache and I get melasma across my nose. And so from the most visible thing for me when I look in the mirror is how dark my nose is. And so I am going to do this, kind of blend that in. I'm going to just do my melasma mustache too. I mean, shoot, I could just keep going with this concealer and be done and not need anything else. I did have a friend ask me, can you just use concealer alone and not do foundation? Yes, I do that all the time. I mean, I could stop right here with just the targeted concealer. Maybe put a little bit right at this little dark spot right here. And, you know, and go on with the rest of my makeup. So this was the e.l.f. Camo Concealer in a medium neutral. Yeah, at this point, I don't feel like I really need to put on foundation, but I am going to because I really wanted to see if I could get even more coverage with the RMS Beauty Re-Evolve Foundation because Kat got really good coverage with it. Of course, now I've covered most of my hyperpigmentation, but she applied it with her fingers. I'll apply some up on my eyes. Okay, I feel like I am getting medium coverage now. Okay, but this is really nice medium coverage, I feel. And I'm just, again, going to blot off the extra. Okay, so I also discovered, I feel like this is going to be an RMS beauty video again. But I did discover the RMS the powder, the Redimension Hydro Powder, and this is in Maiden's Blush, goes on better with your fingers. I was putting it on with a brush and it was really light and I had to really kind of swirl the brush in to build it up. But it's supposed to be a creamed powder if I actually read the description. And so it doesn't feel like super creamy, but I definitely pick up a lot more pigment, kind of like the one and done eyeshadows, which I'm going to do a video on one and done eyeshadows, but kind of like how some of those lightly shimmered eyeshadows, I get more coverage when I use my finger. I feel the same with the blush. Look at that, how pretty this one is. You see that? Sometimes when I'm looking, I have my phone that is reflecting what's being filmed. It's kind of a strange setup here, but I have a Nikon camera, and the Nikon app on your phone allows you to use your phone as a video screen. I wonder if I can even just show it. So, anyways, a lot of times I'm putting my makeup looking in the phone, but it's very bright, and so I'll be like, oh, it's not showing up, I need more makeup, and then when the light's not so bright, I have way too much makeup on. Or when I'm looking at it on the computer screen, it actually shows too much makeup on. So it's not the best guide to be looking in this phone for my makeup. What else? Oh, I want my eyeliner. I am also going to run up to Nordstrom to get my original favorite foundation. The two foundations that I used for years were the L'Oreal True Match and the Charlotte Tilbury Light Wonder. It's not a super popular foundation. I'm always afraid that it's going to be discontinued. But if somebody asked me for a beautiful finish, light, light to light medium coverage foundation, it's a really good one. But my daughter, my oldest daughter, she kind of like me. Once she decides she likes something, she's never going to change. I think I bought her some in high school. Now she's graduated from college, out of college for a year and a half. But I think I bought her some in high school because she had really bad acne, and it was good to just kind of get a little bit rid of that redness from her acne. And she still uses it, so I'm going to get some for her Christmas stocking. They don't sell it at Sephora. They sell a lot of Charlotte Tilbury products at Sephora. They don't sell it. They do have it on the website, but I want to see if I can find it local. And the Charlotte Tilbury counter's at Nordstrom, so I'm going to run out there really quick today and see if they have her shade. She is going a shade lighter than what she had used for the last however many years. 7 or 8 years. What else? Oh, I'm just going to use our all RMS because it's sitting right in front of me. Their Lip Light in Bare. It's just a clear with a little sparkle. Oh, I wonder about eyeshadow. I think I have one right here. I'm going to try and use this. I was going to do a one and done on this. This is the RMS Eye Light in Spark, and again, watching Kat being influenced, she said, how much she loves all of her highlights. And of course, the only one I have is the Spark, and it's pretty dark. It's a beautiful one and done kind of plummy bronzy shade, but it's a little dark for daytime, I thought. So let's apply it and see. So it's a real pretty bronzy. I guess it's not too dark if you thin it out enough. But typically I stick with like a champagne gold or my rose gold, my favorite, with the slight pink undertones. But this is actually really pretty. Okay, this is going to be in my one and done eyeshadow video. Now, I still feel like I need to put it on first with my finger and then just kind of blend it out with the brush. And I've got crepey eyes. I've got all this loose skin on the eyes. See if you come over here. I've got, all this skin. Sometimes people are like, oh, you're pushing too hard on your eyes. I don't have to push hard on my eyes for my skin to go all over the place now. But yeah, I did push too hard on my eyes all my life. Rub my eyes. That's okay. I don't know if it was just slightly firmer right now, if it really would make a difference to me. Okay, I just wanted to do an end of day follow-up on my makeup look because I actually really, really love this makeup, and I feel like I'm really jumping hard on the RMS bandwagon or whatever. I bought a few more products today, full price at a local cosmetic store, but I love the way my skin looked outdoors. This blush has just that little bit of the iridescence, that kind of luminous glow, and my skin looked so good outside in the sun. Yeah, I just loved how healthy it looked. One thing I did notice, I forgot to put mascara on today. I couldn't really tell here. Well, I can tell if I'm looking at my eyelashes, but I could tell outside that I forgot my mascara. Anyways, love the luminosity of this skin combination. My daughter noticed it. I met her for lunch and she was like, yeah, it looks so beautiful. It looks so luminous, but she goes glowy, but not shiny glowy, just very healthy. It's kind of that look that I was going for. So again, I did buy her luminizer today, so I will be testing out more RMS products. And then I bought 2 more cream eyeshadows for my cream eyeshadow video that I'm doing. But I am very, very pleased with the foundation and the three-dimensional Hydra Blush combination. And I feel like, it's been 8 hours. I feel like it's stayed on nice, and it still looks like I have some makeup on, maybe not a fresh layer of makeup, but I think it's beautiful. And I did not powder anything. I don't have any powder on my face. So that's my little follow-up on the products that I put on this morning. Let's do some quick other updates right before the holiday season. I hope everyone is enjoying this season. I know it can be very difficult for some. I know some people don't celebrate the holidays, but I celebrate Christmas, getting very, very excited for Christmas, and my whole family will be here. It is cool. It's the first time like I've had a Christmas season, not just 1 or 2 days that felt like Christmas being in Arizona. I mean, you might have, 3 cool days and then it gets back up into the 70s. So I'm enjoying the month being nice and brisk, and but it's still sunny, so it makes me happy when it's sunny. My house is coming along so fast. I almost can't even videotape taking up pictures to show how quickly it's coming along. So the garage is all framed out. They put all the trusses for the roof on yesterday. They're finishing that up today. The extension is framed out. The trusses are on. The front porch, excuse me, is all kind of marked out. They actually have the plywood over those trusses. The bathrooms have been ripped out. The 2 old original bathrooms are completely ripped out. They were taking off more of the subfloor. It's the original subfloor. It's almost like corky, like some cork thing over the floor, and you really can't drill into it anymore. It's kind of like not good. So I had to switch my plan from doing bamboo flooring to a hardwood that can be glued down. But even after they finished with the subfloor, through what will be the formal living room, where it meets the foyer, and then it's half of the kitchen was that old subflooring. So I love being across the street because I walk over every day, and I was just like, can you just take it all out of these rooms so that all the subfloor is going to be the same, so I'm not going to feel like, I don't know, any difference. I don't know if I would feel difference under, hardwood, but what if I did? And then I would all be, for the next 20 years, like, ugh, I hate how I can feel this floor go slightly, dip. And this way I know that the whole subfloor and the living room and the kitchen is going to be the same. In the older areas of the house, which we are not really doing a whole lot of renovation, they can leave the subfloor. As we walk in there, if it dips or whatever, the hardwood will be glued down, but that won't bother me as much as it would if I could feel a change in the middle of the room. So, excuse me. So that's going well. My kitchen cabinets, I was a little worried. I've decided to go custom cabinets because I needed a few custom pieces, and they can match the, Home Depot or KitchenAid or whatever. But then I was like, can't they just do it all so I don't have to worry about it matching? And some of the reviews on the KitchenAid on the Home Depot site would say that after 18 months or 2 years, the paint was lifting a little bit on the doors. Anyways, so they're going to be custom, which then they have their own crew that they're built locally in-house. And so when it comes time, once they've finished, so they can put the drywall up so they can actually measure exactly for the cabinets, it should only take 2 to 3 weeks to finish them. So I think everything is moving right along. We are still shooting for a end of February, March move-in date, which I know may or may not happen. But it could. And so real excited about the progress. But besides that, I did have a last minute holiday party here yesterday. I joined a meetup group with ladies in their between 55 and 65, and we were going to have a holiday party at somebody else's home, and she got sick and asked if there's anybody that could host, and I volunteered, so everyone came here. But I was laughing because it's a rental, it's small, and I have 2 rooms. One's decorated for Christmas. Only one room in my house is decorated for Christmas. And then there's the kitchen, and then there's the front room, which is my favorite room because it gets the most light. And I had chairs, for everybody in those rooms, but everyone was standing over in what's supposed to be a formal dining room, but it's where I have boxes stacked, and they were laughing because it was where the bar is, even though no one was drinking from the bar. But there is a bar set up in between. There's like 2 rows of boxes, the bar, and then 2 more rows of boxes, and then pictures against the wall. But everyone was just hanging out around the boxes. And then at the end of the afternoon, the last 4 or 5 people, they're just standing between the 2 rooms in the hallway. I was like, yeah, people are hanging out in the most unhospitable portions of our rental home. But it didn't matter, right? Because it was all friends. Everyone was super happy to get together, and that's what the holiday season is all about. So I am hoping that you all have a wonderful December too. I am going to post again this upcoming week, so I'm not going to wish you a Merry Christmas yet, but I hope you are all having a happy holiday season, and we will see you next time.